Hold on. Let me change the audio. Okay, so we should be back. Bam. All right.
Yeah, I hope somebody comes back to watch us. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be very cool. All right. It is what it is.
Yeah, we got one. Okay, cool. We got one person. Dan, that's not you, is it?
I'm trying to get in. It won't let me.
Okay.
Oh, now I'm in.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And so, we got one. This takes me back to our first show. It's like one person, and it's like, oh, okay, we're doing it. Ah, there it is. Laura says,
Yay.
Sounds good. Yes,
Okay.
we got 3. All right.
We're
Okay,
back.
do I hear 4? Do I hear 4? Oh, 10. Okay, we got
A show full of boomhowers in here.
all right, guys. So yeah, we're
gonna give you a little bit of extra time today.
We got
apologize.
it. We figured something out, so we're gonna go longer just to give you guys what we can.
Yep.
Well, not longer, but later, probably. Yay! I feel like I'm on drink champs. Yay!
Okay.
All right.
8:30. I don't know about 8:30. All right. So
I can go 8.
Let's try this again. Let's try this again. So this
Yeah.
this Mike Vrabel deal. This Mike Vrabel deal. I mean, I don't know if you guys heard me, give my point already.
Yeah, just give it again, because
Yeah.
it is. They love us.
Shut up, Roy. All right, so here's the deal. So Mike Vrabel comes out and he says, the stuff that he says about, the Bills have been leading the league in holding calls, and they had, not one was called in this game, right? So again, to kind of, get straight to the point here, even if he had said that the Bills, had one call and he was, accurate with it, because the Bills did only have one call. Even if that's what he said, I still don't have a problem with him saying it, right? And to be clear, he wouldn't have been what's the word I'm looking for? He wouldn't have been morally wrong for saying it,
Mhm.
because it is something to think about, right? Truthfully, the Bills did only get one holding call in this game when we've led the league. How does that happen? Did your tackles and your guards and your center play a perfect game? Nobody plays a perfect game, right? So it just comes down to human error at the end of the day, and that's being nice.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't really have an issue with it. I really don't think anybody should have an issue with it, because at the end of the day, the one holding call or the 20 that actually happened, that's not why the Bills won the game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not like even if we come in on this show and say, well, Vrabel was right, it doesn't matter.
No.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Even if we say, well, Vrabel's dead wrong and screw him, it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, the Bills did not win this game based off of penalties or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, Roy Vrabel basically said what we're saying, but I mean, I can't give you the word for word, but I can tell you that he just said basically that the Bills lead the league in holding calls, but they didn't get one called on them against us yesterday or today, whenever he did an interview. He said, just saying, just putting it out there, and that's kind of how he left it. It wasn't a lot, but what it is Bills fans are used to McDermott. They're used to, the PC answer. They're used to, what does he say all the time? So that's a great team over there. It's hard to win in this league. Stuff like that always gives credit to somebody. He never takes a shot at somebody else unless it's one of his own coworkers. But but seriously, he doesn't do that. And like you said in the first or second or third take of this thing, that Vrabel is a player's coach. He played the game. It's passionate, and like I said, I don't know if you guys heard me. I said it twice, but what I think honestly is you have to look at yourself. How often do you get holding calls in your favor when you're on your defensive line? Are they good enough to get holding calls? Because you don't have a pass rush. Milton Williams is out. Harold Landry was hurt, and outside of that, I didn't see anybody really posing a threat. So so you got to look at that too. You're not going to get a hold on a line that doesn't rush. If they just compress and stand there and try to stop the run, which is what they were going to do. We saw their practice where they had the guys dressed up as number 4. They're going to try to contain number 4.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he needs to take that into account. But obviously, emotions run high, and everything's not logical when you talk all the time.
Right.
Human element.
So my initial thought, right, just kind of moving past the Mike Vrabel point, my initial thought from this game was, first and foremost, I on the pregame show that I do with Tommy on Mafia Sports Report, I did predict the Bills to win this game.
Mm-hmm.
And my thought was that they were going to win it convincingly by 10 points or more, right? They came close. I mean, if they wanted to score at the end of the game, they probably could have, just to put it away, but they chose to run the clock out. But I digress. I think what we saw from the first half to the second half, what we saw in the second half was more of the way that I saw the game going in general.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm actually going to go into now why I truly believe the Bills won this game and what they did to win this game, right? So the first thing is, before the game, I went on the show with Tommy, was going, oh snap. My man Tabonius Lex, even though that is not his name here anymore. What's going on, bruh? I ain't seen you over here in a minute.
I think you missed it because he was in the last show, but you were looking for Tabonius.
What was he? Okay, that's probably what it was.
Boney. You're like Boney over there, whatever. I don't know who that person is.
And no, Tommy, you didn't tell me it was going to be a close game. No, but in all seriousness, I think when I looked at, because I went back and I looked at some next gen stats on Drake May, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that I saw, let me just see here if this is, no, because that doesn't pop up there. Where's the advanced metrics? Here it is. Yeah, here it is. Okay, perfect. So I looked up Drake May's time to throw, right? And that stands at 2.92.
Mm-hmm.
So what that meant to me, and it's I think he's tied with Josh Allen for time to throw. And when I thought about that, what immediately came to me is, if that's his time to throw and they've been winning all these games, and you combine that with the fact that he's thrown for basically 200 yards every game, never 300, never, he's had a few games where he's less than 200. What that says to me is he's not really doing a ton in the passing game. He's just consistent, which you can win with if you're playing a very easy schedule like they are. But that also means you don't necessarily have great weapons to get the ball out to. Otherwise, a kid with his talent and his ability to read the field in just year 2 in this offense with that OC, the numbers would be better, right? So Aramis, what's your point? My point is, I saw this as an opportunity for the Bills to take advantage of a second-year quarterback that holds the ball too long, right? We talk about Josh Allen's time to throw as a bad thing, and we go into that because his weapons aren't good. We already know he's good enough to process, what he needs to process and get out when he needs to get out. And he's been doing a lot more scrambling this season than he has the last couple of years because he's had to. Now, that is what contributes to Josh Allen's time to throw, but Drake May is not the scrambling type where he's going to run around like he has against us. He doesn't do that in every game, right? So the point I'm trying to get to here is, when you look at the statistics and then you think about the way that, Drake May plays the game and all that kind of stuff, their left tackle being out, their best run defender being out, their best pass rusher being out, to me, that spelled out a game that should be very winnable for the Buffalo Bills, right? Because you had to. I was kind of running this scenario in my mind where Sean McDermott says the same thing to Allen and Brady that he said to them last week, which is, just go score 40 points, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to do our best on defense, but it's freaking Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, and Jamar Chase. Just go score 40 for us, Josh, and we'll be okay. I'll find a way to get a couple, right? And we did, but we didn't start this game off like that. And I kind of had, so during the pregame show, I kind of already made up my mind that I was gonna predict a win for the Bills. I did start to second guess that when I saw Gabe Davis wasn't playing, right? And my whole thought process behind that was, Gabe Davis came in when he came in. He wasn't with us early in the season. He kind of came on, the first quarter maybe, right? Which means he might not necessarily know all of the audibles, all of the ancillary stuff that happens, or within the playbook, right? Because you don't sit a guy like that you think can help you unless there's something that he can't do, right? And so what that said to me was, oh, well, if they're sitting him down, then the Bills got to be taking this game seriously, because they may need to audible. So they want to make sure that everybody was there, that was there from training camp, is there, for like they're in the game, getting snaps, and we don't have to worry about communication with Gabe Davis if he doesn't know something, or if something falls through the cracks. All of that, this entire soliloquy that I've given, really boils down to that second half was exactly what the Bills needed to do to win this game. Now, if you look at and I want to pull this up on film here. That's not the one I'm looking for. So what I want to show you guys is what the Bills did on key down and distance situations to affect the quarterback and take advantage of their best pass defender, pass blocker rather, being out of the game. Okay. I want to take you to where is it? Why is this only
you got blitzes on?
I know.
Oh,
I wanted that on though.
Scroll up. What are you, the left side? You got anything else checked off? You got something right there.
No, it's just blitzing. Yeah. All right. Where's the play I'm looking for? No, maybe it's sacks. Hold on. Where do I go to
play result? Oh, yep.
Did I have that? No, there was.
Well, you looking for Drake May sacks though? Because you got your son Josh Allen.
I know, and that's kind of why I'm bugging out here. Yeah, why is Josh Allen here? I didn't choose that. Okay, all right. Now we're here. So,
yeah, play result.
Nope. I want passing and I want blitz. Okay. All right. And we got the one with 10 minutes. Man.
So I mean, to your point about Gabe Davis and all that, I don't want to take too much time on that because I'm just trying to fill the space, but I have a lot of thoughts. I got a lot of thoughts on it's not even about Gabe Davis, who he is.
Here it is.
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Okay. No, I was just filling time. You got it.
Yeah. All right. Here it is. I don't know why it's looking like that either. All right. So let's share this. I apologize. So here's what it comes down to. The Bills did one specific thing that, because there's a lot of people talking about how, the Bills, had this, and tell me if you heard this on the radio. They were talking about, the Bills had, several, plays where, they didn't run the same defensive coverage once in the entire second half or something like that. I'm listening to that. I'm like, well, I mean, technically you do it in different ways, but there's only so many coverages you can run. Like, there's no way to run that many defensive plays and not show the same coverage one time. It's just not possible, right? So what I did is going back and looking at the video, I kind of broke it down to something very simple, which is rush 5, which muddies up the pocket, so you don't have to worry about him scrambling, and play man, right? So here's the first play here, and this is what is this? This is 3rd and 7 in the third quarter. 10:06 left in the third quarter. Okay. You've got. Oh, sorry. Let me blow this back up. All right. So here we go. So you got. They're showing pressure. It looks like they're going to rush 6. All right. So that's why the running back gets called back in to protect. As soon as the ball is snapped, you got the safety bailing back out. This is going to be too high, right? So now you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Bills rushers. 45 was at the line of scrimmage. He comes out to catch his man going over the middle and then starts going with him in man coverage, and the Bills get the sack, right? So let's back that up really quick. Or, actually, I'm sorry. I want the tight copy. Just so you can see what's going on here. So they were showing 5. They brought this running back into block.
They're showing Dorian Williams blitzing.
That's it. So Dorian Williams, because the hot was brought back in, Dorian Williams blitzes, right? So that's the kicker, right? If Dorian Williams is playing coverage, you're probably not gonna see 5.
And you see Rousseau's face get pushed into his back. So that's the worst possible stop you could have had right there. But anyway,
right,
whatever.
Right. So again, this is an instance where they he doomed himself, right? Because with the way this was going to go, they weren't going to rush 5 until they brought the running back in, because of what they had on the other side. Let's go back to that. I'll show you. So you got 3 receivers over here. Okay, so based on what I'm saying, I think Coach D might be watching too. And Coach D, tell me if I'm wrong, but based on what I'm seeing here, if the running back doesn't get called back in, the safety is going to have to play man here, and then you're just going to have single high man with Shaq Thompson rushing. But because the running back comes in, and we got to see if they're communicating this. Did somebody call it?
Nah. Bishop was dropping anyway. He was bailing.
Yeah, I didn't see anybody communicating.
And Cam Lewis is showing he was going to come, but he backed off right away.
Okay.
So they play honest.
Yep.
Yeah. So everything was in the front 6, 7, whatever that was.
Yep. Okay. So here's the next play coming. Where is it? I think it was this one. Oh, this is the offsetting. That's not the one I want. I want the pass to, where's the pass to the running back? Or is it this one? Yeah, it is. I'm sorry. All right. So here's the tight copy here. Now this play works. This play works, right? But again, this is what they were doing. Man coverage, sending 5. That forces Drake May to get the ball out quick. Right now, this is a guy he's got 2.92 seconds of time to throw. Right, that's it's not the highest, but it's top 10 in the NFL right now in time to throw. You take that away from him, he's not going to make quick decisions like Josh Allen would and make the right decision. Okay, let's go. Oh shoot, I didn't want to do that. Where is it? Okay, now. Last one I want to go to is this one right here. So this was the biggest play of the game right here. This was fourth quarter, 5:25 left, 3rd and 12. Okay. Same thing again. Let's make sure y'all can see this. Same thing again. Crowd in the line of scrimmage. They're going to send 5, man coverage everywhere else. All right. Now, the play that the Patriots called really didn't help Drake May at this point. But again, same deal. They started blitzing 5, or blitzing 1, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys. And what's cool about this play is Shaq Thompson picks up the hot immediately. He starts to rush and sees the hot start to break out. All right, now I got you. Right? So now this goes through Hunter Henry's hands. But again, the pressure forces a high throw. If the timing and the pace of this play goes the way it's supposed to, Hunter Henry's open. That ball is thrown out in front of Hunter Henry. That's a first down. Maybe more if Mac Hollins up top here gets that block. Okay. But again, it's not the smoke and mirrors of, oh, they ran, all these different coverages and threw the Rolodex at him and blah, blah, blah. Very simple. Take up every one of their pass blockers, crowd the pocket so the quarterback doesn't get out, and put pressure on him. He's a second-year quarterback. This is what you're supposed to be able to do to second-year quarterbacks. Get pressure on them. If they ain't got no weapons, play man, get the ball out of their hands off time, and get off the field. Bottom line.
Yeah, what really works in this scenario, this is why McDermott is good against rookies, is the fact that you got to look at most rookies and what don't they get their first and second year. They don't get the carte blanche. They can't make they don't audible. They can't change plays at the line. The coaches don't instill that in most of them yet. So it's kind of either run what I call, we got to call a timeout, or maybe like you said, bring a motion in, a hot route, something like that. But once the play is called for a rookie, it's called. You just got to run it, and that's where these simulated pressures and things like that come into effect, because Drake May doesn't know what he's looking at, and he doesn't know how to get out of what he doesn't know how to process the play they're going to run versus what he sees, and also what he sees isn't what he's actually seeing, and that's the gotcha. That was alluded to in the research that was done. I don't know if you guys follow me on X, but I actually tweeted out. It was not at halftime yet, but I said Buffalo Bills got to stop treating the first half like a warm-up playlist. They love the second half fireworks, but man, can we get some opening act energy too? And no more slow starts. Now, did you know the Bills are one of the they're one of the slowest starting teams in the league in terms of first quarter and with regards to offense yardage?
I'm surprised they're not the slowest.
The only thing we're good at, Tommy, you ready for this? Is running the ball.
Running the ball.
We lead the league in first half yards per carry, 5.7 yards per carry in the first half. Now, what that is that's the trump card that people don't talk about. Whether it's Josh, whether it's James, whether it's now becoming Ty Johnson, we're running so much in the first half and they can't stop it. Now they're adjusting to the run, so we should be able to take advantage of it.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't. See, what they do is they rely on the defense on the second half portion to step up and stiffen up and change up. And every game they do, they change up, and that's where they do everything. Everything they do is in the second half. They limited what they have. At one point in time, like 35 total yards in the fourth quarter, up to the fourth quarter at some point. And in the first half, they had 177 yards on us. You want to know another fun fact?
What?
The Bills lead the league in allowing other teams to rush for 200 yards in a game against them. But you know what's actually funnier than that? They're 3-1 in games where they do that.
Their record.
So you're like, I don't care about getting obliterated. So when I tweet stuff out like that, when people are in the Discord going bananas because I'm like, for what? This is the grand design. It's not always going to work. But the games where we're actually blowing people out in the first half, that wasn't supposed to happen.
Right?
They didn't plan for that. We have way bigger fish to fry than that for me. And that's what I was getting to when it comes to our wide receivers. I don't even think anything's wrong with the players in the room anymore. I really don't.
Why you say that?
Because why is it that Buffalo is a black hole of wide receivers? Why is it that everybody comes here is tragic? Then they leave here, Mac Hollins. Then before they come here, Brandon Cooks was a 1,000-yard receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Elijah Moore was somebody that was like, oh, all he needs is a good quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
That's all he needs. You have Miko Hardeman, who's whatever. I mean, I guess he could be okay with Pat Mahomes or whatever. But they come here and nothing. We get a first half where we have 2 catches for 8 yards for wide receivers. 2 catches for 8 yards. 2 wide receivers yesterday had catches. 2 of them. Let that sink in. 2 wide receivers had catches in the first half. How do you win games like that? And I know everybody, you got 17, second, third, but he got to throw to somebody, and it ain't our wide receivers because you don't trust them. Or they. But then I look further. I said, you know what? Why is it so? Why is this happening? Why is Buffalo the way it is in regards to our wide receiver decline? I said, who's the coach? You know the coach's name? Adam Henry. Adam Henry.
Oh yeah, I remember him. Yep.
This is his write-up. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
You might laugh. You might puke. I don't know. Maybe both. Henry has extensive NFL coaching experience, having previously worked with the Dallas Cowboys, New York Giants, and Cleveland Browns. He's known for developing young receivers and refining route running precision. Yeah, I ain't hear me. Let me read that one more time. He's known for developing young receivers and refining route running precision. His addition to Buffalo staff emphasizes the team's commitment to maximizing their wide receiver talent pool. Really? Shall I go further? DJ Mangus, his assistant, provides additional support in wide receiver development. Who the hell is being developed?
It don't matter how much development you devote to a wide receiver. If you ask them to do something that their skill set does not, that doesn't fit their skill set, I should say, no development is going to take place.
We got receivers. Our receiver rooms like they got their ankles on backwards.
Yeah,
it's like they're good, but that's when I have to ask you guys this: what does everybody eat? What is the skill set? What is the archetype for everybody eats? What is it? Is it speed? No, we have that. We can't utilize that. Is it big bodies? No, we have that. Can't utilize that. What is it? What is everybody's archetype?
We got a route runner
who also catches 8 yards on two completions.
Yeah. I mean, hey, they're using Dawson Knox finally.
I mean, I'm good there. I'm good there. But you know, the thing is, it's like people want to bring up. We should bring in Justin Jefferson. Wouldn't that be hilarious if Justin Jefferson goes down to a 50-yard per game receiver in this Buffalo offense, and people still don't ask questions?
Under Sean, that is probably a guarantee.
Under. Well, I mean, we've seen receivers do well under Sean, but we haven't seen a receiver do well under Brady.
Right. So
you bring in Justin Jefferson, Jalen Waddle. I mean, me and Tommy talked about it, and I think people are starting to say, you know, this is the receivers are not number ones. They're not all-stars, but they're not NFL for nothing.
Right.
They got there for a reason. So maybe we do have a room of number 2s, number 3s. But when you have this production, they all look like practice squad players.
Right.
All of them. You just re-signed Khalil Shakir. He's fighting for his life out there. He's got what six catches for 64 yards, 70 yards, is it? Hooray. That's the best output we've had from a wide receiver in weeks. Yeah. And that's poor.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like number 3 numbers. 6 for 6. But nobody seems to say, you know, why? Who is the coach? Who is in charge of this year?
So that brings me back to a conversation I was having with Coach D yesterday. I think it was yesterday, and it might have been before yesterday. But anyway, we were talking about why the Bills let Mac Hollins go. It was yesterday. We were on the phone, and he goes, why they let Mac Hollins go? And I said, you don't remember when we talked to, you know, we talked to one of the players that play on the team, and they told us why. And
you talking about like Mac Hollins? Not talking to him, but talking about him.
Yeah. And I reported this already on this show. I mean, it comes down to, you know, $500,000 being the difference between keeping and keeping Hollins and letting him go. Right. The Bills wanted to pay him $500,000 less than what he was asking for, and they couldn't meet in the middle on that deal. So Hollins left and went to the Patriots. Patriots gave it to him. Patriots actually ended up giving him more than the $500,000 that he was asking for here. So and not saying that he only wanted $500,000. I think the number was like he wanted 3, and the Bills wanted to give him 2.5 or something like that. And I think he ended up getting like 3.5, 4.
He got 4 and change.
There you
I
go.
think he's like 8 point something over his current contract. Did we offer him 2 years or just 1?
I think it would have been just 1.
See, that's that nonsense. He don't want just 1. See, they got to stop doing this. It's egregious.
Yeah. But my point in bringing that up is, as soon as I told Coach D about that, he was like, over 500,000. Like, why the Bills didn't want to pay him the extra 500? Like, it's $500,000. That, like, to the Bills, like that's nothing. That's like the $500,000 to the Bills. I think he said it $500,000 to the Bills was like $5 to us.
Not anymore. They're gonna start asking us for money. They'll be like, damn, the stadium. Can we hold some for a player?
That's broke.
We see some over here. We want to look at it, but we can't afford it. Can you spot us?
Right. So as we're talking about this, I'm thinking, and I go, like I remembered why, which is, do you remember what was happening in the locker room when Hollins first got here?
Was Diggs still here?
No, Diggs was gone already. We signed Hollins. We get to training camp. What starts happening in the locker room with Mac Hollins?
Everybody start wearing shoes.
Yes. And that's something that we have to be very aware of when it comes to players who have the opportunity to really help this team in a major way. Part of the reason you don't go out and seek out blue chip players or top tier players is because of their influence. And here you have Mac Hollins won a championship with the Eagles already. So he got his ring. He been there, done that. He can tell the young cats how to do it. You know what I'm saying? He's played the position for years and years and years. And this was the best opportunity that he had. And not only did he take hold of the opportunity, he produced in a way that nobody expected him to. So he's influencing your locker room. He's putting up production. The fans are loving what he's doing. The team loves him to death, and they're all following him. You think Sean is going to stand for that? You think Sean wants somebody else in the locker room that people feel like they can go to and talk to and mold themselves after?
See, that's his downfall, because that's exactly what he should want. Because if you can get a senior leader in the room that can report to him or talk to him or whatever the case may be, that would be an ace in the hole. Right. You could. That's the thing about it. You could still do all the things people say is low and cruddy, this, that, and third, but you got to be smart about it. I mean, because if you get a guy like that comes in and can get intel for you and stuff like that, that's the beautiful thing for you. I was going to respond to Steve's comment real fast. I think my mouse is either.
Here, I got you.
All right. Yep, right there. He said sometimes you can't make a wide receiver out of a big old scrub with no speed and can't separate. Sorry, other than hands, I believe those are two attributes key to a receiver. Coleman's a bad pick. We're not talking about Coleman. We're talking about everybody else. Yeah. We're talking about guys we've seen do stuff. We've talking about these guys that Brandon Cooks, yay, we made a move. And I said so. And everybody, what do you mean so? You're a hater. No, I'm not. People call me cheap. Call me a hater. Call me this. No, I'm not, because what has Brandon Cooks done since he's been here? What, one catch in 3 games? And somebody else said he's hurt already? I mean, this is Hardeman comes in, has 1 kick return. Yay, we did it. And then he's hurt.
Yeah.
IR. You got Elijah Moore. What you bitching about? Got Elijah Moore. Elijah Moore didn't even get a chance to see the field the last couple of games. Was he that much of a butthole that he couldn't see the field? Were they punishing him? What was that about? He just lost all his skill, all his speed, everything that we needed. Just gone. MVS, whatever. That was another one you brought in. And then what happened with that? These guys are, I mean, yeah, Coleman, you can talk about Coleman all you want. I don't care about that. My point is the other guys, everybody else. We've seen Shakir on his way to Boy Scott. We've seen Shakir on his way to probably hit 1,000 yards. We thought he was going to get 1,000 yards. Mm-hmm. Hell, Keon Coleman was on pace for 1,000 yards last year. What happened now? Did they just forget how to play? Or did you forget how to play them? Or did you just decide you want to carbon copy what you did last year? And defense like, I've seen this before.
We got a super chat here. My man Scott, thank you very much. Says, question. I know about you guys, but I'm concerned that we can't. I think he needs to say, I don't know about you guys, but I'm concerned that we can't score in the first 2 quarters. But the second half, we're an entirely different team, and we have to come back and score to win the game. We can't do that in the playoffs. That's absolutely right. Now, here's the thing. Players will tell you the adjustments that you can make during the game are not hard, right? There's a difference between making an adjustment to the way you're playing the game, your philosophy or your scheme, and asking players to do something that they don't typically do, right? The way that you hear, radio show hosts and some analysts talk about adjustments during the game, even coaches, the way you hear some of these coaches talk about adjustments during the game, it comes off as if it's this massive haul that they have to go through to make changes to the game plan, right? Just for the sake of adjusting to what a team does, right? And I think what the Bills have done the last 2 games in particular, 3 if you include the Steelers game to a lesser degree, in my mind, it kind of flies in the face of that mindset that, well, you can't just make any old adjustment during the game. We go into a game with a game plan and we're trying to execute, and we just have to find a better way to do what we're trying to do. But like, that's a lot of the rhetoric you hear from coaches. You know what I'm saying? But here we have it, a tale of two halves, where the Bills come out and play on offense specifically a completely different way. They didn't do a lot of shotgun in the first half. They didn't really run out of shotgun in the first half, and they come out of the gate in the third quarter doing exactly that. And they're moving the ball, and you even see them line up 5 wide, right? Like, they weren't doing any of that stuff in the first half. Now, I'm not going to pretend like I know exactly why they do that, but I think the likelihood of why they do that is because of the time it takes to figure out your adjustments.
That's what Sakabachi said. He said you got they're talking about the injuries and stuff like that. They weren't using that as an excuse, but they're saying basically we have to see what you guys are going to do to us and then see how we react to it so we can make the proper adjustments.
Correct.
Which I'm with that. I understand that, and that's why the defense has usually been better in the second half, because they're like, okay, we got it all on film. We got our guys, analytics guys. They broke it down. They're giving me my information now, and now I know where to go from here. But they also, I think Jeremy and Joe brought up a point about scripting, first quarter or so being scripted. And you got to remember, New England just came off of a bye week. So they had time to really put something together and say, we're going to run this. And the Bills had to sit there and say, okay, we got to figure all this out. There's a lot of information to figure out coming off of our game against, the Bengals last week. So I know people on Twitter were going ham. I never was worried about it. Even if they didn't win, I didn't see it. Was not a daunting task for me when I saw 21-0. I was like, I'm done with this. I even called Ken a traitor when he walked out of the room. I said, you don't deserve to watch this game. Go play your game. And Steve said, breaking news, old dudes who other teams cut are usually either about to go washed up or injury prone. Good GMs usually players as cheap depth and culture dudes, not key starters. Where have we heard that before? Steve, where we heard that before?
Yeah, bro.
I've told you time and time again, I don't want all these old players. I'm gonna say this on blue in the face. I don't care what they used to do. What are they now? And a lot of times we see now. And when are they going to learn? Are they going to reverse course on this and say, you know what? Let's try a different philosophy when it comes to free agency. Let's look at maybe young and up and coming players. Maybe let's look at a player on the team that has, I'll just say because I can't think of anything offhand, Stephon Diggs, Adam Thielen, and Justin Jefferson. Maybe there's a fourth guy where not getting burned, but he's great, but he's not better than them. How do I get him? And how does he fit in my offense? Matter of fact, scratch that. How does my offense fit around him? Because we're always trying to find somebody to fit in our offense or our defense, and guess what? They're not that great. Neither side is that great because they got a scheme and they want to fit players into it. Now, what you're seeing yesterday and what you saw in the what game was it? Kansas City game was them being different from what they usually do. Their philosophy was not what the Bills are known for, and that's why it worked. So that should tell them if you're thinking about it, say, you know what? Maybe we need the players to build a scheme around and not build the scheme to find the players, because it's harder to find players for what you have in your brain that's supposed to work, especially when you got to build a lot of it. If you have all the pieces in place and you're just missing one thing, sure, find out one piece that fits your scheme. But we don't have that. We've talked about it in ad nauseum. Who was the defensive cornerstone? Is it Cole Bishop? Is it Christian Benford? It's a secondary, man, regardless. Whether you want to say it, Max Harrison, whatever. It's a secondary player, regardless. We got a quasi no-fly zone back there. But guess what? They don't look like it because the front four doesn't get home because they're trying to compress. So what we have to do is now we say, okay, we're strong here, we're young here. I know Poyer, whatever. I'm thinking about Hancock, or even if they bring in somebody else in the draft or earlier free agency. Or I don't know, Savage is what, 20, 28?
29, I think.
Oh, never mind. He's too old. Okay. So yeah, I mean, my mind is thinking. I know in Sal Capaccio story, he's like, or no, was it who was it? Was it Jeremy White? I don't want to hear about 2028. I don't want to hear about that. I want now. I don't care if we don't win the Super Bowl this year. It's a super team. We got to have a super team.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? Because you didn't win the Super Bowl doesn't mean you get grace on your salary cap. So how you gonna build that super team? You draft well, you find those diamond or rough free agents, and you coach to their strengths. Unlike what we've been doing, they got. And I said it on Tommy's show because he was talking about. I forget exactly what the climate was or what the conversation was going on, but at that point I was like, "Is Stephon Diggs the great fixer too?" Then, because when he was in Buffalo, we had a dynamic offense. But we had Emmanuel Sanders, John Brown. Were they ever great? No. Cole Beasley was good, but with Stephon Diggs, everybody else looked better. Now I know Dorothy, he's a clown. He didn't show up in that one playoff game that she likes to recite. I have it copy and pasted somewhere. I'm going to burn it later. But when I'm looking at what are we trying to do here on offense, we're trying to replace that great eraser, but we want to do it more than one fold. We want to twofold, threefold. Get yourself some weapons for Josh. Why is it got to be hard? If you love him, if he's your bread and butter, why you got to make his job hard?
Right.
If you don't want him running around, why not get somebody that can scheme up something that he can throw quickly? If you got men open all over the field, he's still running. That's when we have a conversation with Josh. Josh, what are you doing? You didn't see all of your guys just sitting there wide open looking at you. You just wanted to run. That's what you're doing. That's what's out these streets. You about to be a dad. You ain't know how to finish puking right anymore. And I no. Josh doesn't know this yet, but that was not his pregame ritual. You know what that was? That was the sympathy pains. You ever have that?
Mm-mm.
I had it once. I don't puke, but I did one morning I had morning sickness for no reason.
Really?
Yeah. T wasn't even in the house, but I was like, uh-oh. Yeah. I was like, he's a dad now. He's locked in.
I never had that. I mean, it's such a sympathy pains, man.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I don't know what I was like, why am I nauseous? I don't get nauseous.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I'm like,
I'm feeling it.
Yeah. Something ain't right in my spirit.
So look, are we gonna have to like get a quick Willie Beeman video in here, like just on a regular now every week? Because I had no idea that there was a regular occurrence for Josh.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, you didn't know that?
I did not know that. I'm like, any given Sunday. I'm seeing this on TV. Like I've seen that before.
Oh yeah, I knew that. Yep. They talked about it in depth a long time ago. I get sympathy.
There was a couple. Hold on. All right, we got another
super
chat.
Okay, I was gonna read that. Yeah,
you got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Scott says, do you think it's time to do a rebuilding in Buffalo, especially now that our division is getting a lot tougher? Yet get younger, draft or agency?
No, I don't think you had to rebuild per se. I think you need to follow the order, the nature of the circle of life. You can't keep clinging on the old things that you're familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they've had plenty of opportunities to get younger and keep the talent they had. Rousseau was a signing they could make. Bernard was a signing they could make. Shakir was a signing they could make. They're all, on their second contract, going on to their second contract, James Cook. But when you start talking about Jordan Poyer and you start talking about Brandon Cooks, you start talking about Ogunjobi's and Joey Bosa's.
Yeah.
All these high-priced players that don't really give you the dividend because, I was watching the podcast and they said, if you signed Joey Bosa, would you be happy with doing it all over again, knowing what he's given you so far? And the one host was like, yeah. And I was like, no, because it's a one-year deal, so you're not building on anything. It's a Band-Aid. you got to add in the age coefficient. So you're not you got to worry about a lot of factors here that are more than just money.
Right.
And 5 sacks from Bosa, no, that's not going to be good enough. It's just not.
Couple of comments I wanted to get to from earlier here. It says Cooks is hurt already. I've never seen anything like this at wide receiver ever. This is whack as. I mean, I love the fact that he spelled it with an H, a WH.
Whack.
Whack. I like saying it like that. Whack. Look, the idea behind this team's level of injuries this season is, and I guess maybe I shouldn't say it that way, the idea behind, but let me put it like this. The level of injuries that we have this season is not happening for no reason. You had a fundamental shift in philosophy in your training room, basically, in the way that you practice healing with this team and conditioning and health maintenance. You had a fundamental shift, and all of this because of one small tweak that Sean McDermott wanted to make to the way that his previous strength and conditioning coach did things. Now, we do know from the Tyler Dunn report and from other reports that Sean McDermott is tough to work with, right? He's micromanaging. He doesn't always watch the way he talks to people, and he's always very, just not realizing how he comes off, to people, right? So something that seems simple to him as a, minor shift in the way that the, previous strength and conditioning coach does things could come off as something much bigger or something completely different. That's on two people. It's on Sean McDermott to communicate it better, and it's also on the strength and conditioning coach to, if he doesn't agree, make that clear in the most professional way possible. And if Sean has an issue with that, then let Sean fire the guy. But we didn't have that. The guy left, right? Here's where I want to take that comment, because the strength and conditioning coach leaving is a microcosm and really kind of fits into this big group of people that have left the Bills for a multitude of reasons, right? But these people leave the Bills and we never talk about them ever again. We never ask any questions about, why they left. What is it about the atmosphere? We just assume if you want to leave Buffalo, you want to leave Buffalo because we're a small city and you don't like small cities and we're awesome, but you can't see that. So you leave, right? That's the assumption that most of us that live here usually live by. That's our defense to the outside world and to our own feelings. Now, what's so important about that is, or the perception of that is, that's what we've seen this regime feed into more than any other.
Yep. Right?
And what that causes us to do is to stop having a conversation about the things that, the fundamental things, I should say, that do need to be focused on. And a prime example of that is what just happened today with the Sabres. They finally fired their GM after 4 years, but it takes 4 years of bad losing and bad decision making, but it wasn't enough because it went on for 4 years, right? What it really took was, and this is just me from the outside, I'm not a Sabres fan or anything like that. I don't listen to anything Sabres. I barely even watch the games. I barely listen to the games. Don't ask me anything about what's going on with the, I have no clue.
You like Rasmus?
Right. I heard the name Kekalainen today. I'm like,
yeah.
Waka. You know what I'm saying? But so the reason I preface with that is, even I have heard about how many people want this GM fired. Right? Now, what's significant about that is it took that level of public pressure in order for the Sabres to do something about the issue. It wasn't just public pressure. There had to be the justification that went along with it of, we're not winning games. We're not making the playoffs. We feel like we have talent that isn't being maximized, or we feel like there's a deficiency on this team that isn't being supplied through draft or free agency. Right? Now, with Josh Allen as your quarterback here on the Bills, I don't think you're ever going to reach a situation like that where the losing serves as part of the justification. I think it really just has to come down to the public pressure, because the example I gave in the pregame show when I was talking to Tommy yesterday was the public pressure that was applied during right after 13 seconds. After 13 seconds, it was like an uproar. Like, you're supposed to be a defensive guru. What the heck? Like, how do you botch that call at the end of the game? You're the head coach. You're supposed to be in charge of all this. Who paid for it? Special teams coordinator. Mm-hmm. Right? So all this is to say, for those of you out there that you can't take it anymore, you need to see change, you get it done with public pressure. You got to start finding a way to reach out and get people who are willing to make noise about this thing if you really want to see change. Because that's the only way that we've seen Pegula gets off of his seat and does something about anything. Next comment I wanted to get to real quick. Kev says the scheme will change. JA17 will demand day ball. You think that'll happen?
No.
McDermott will be forced to choose employment or work with JA17. Yeah, I think I'm with you. I can't see, with the level of control that Sean has here, I cannot see Sean feeling any kind of pressure to go and get Dayball and bring him back here. Josh would have to like come out publicly and say, like somebody would have to ask Josh, hey, if you had any contact with Dayball or something like that, like in the offseason, like let's say the Bills lose in the playoffs and they're home and somebody makes contact with Josh. Hey, you reached out to Dayball, you had any contact? Josh would have to come out and say, yeah, I'm hoping he's my OC next year.
I got the pressure that could work out. This is the only way it could work out. Joe Brady just gets hired as Penn State's new head coach. Mm-hmm. And somebody asked Josh Allen in the press conference, hey, so how you feel about the potential shift in the culture now? Because Joe Brady moved on. He's like, I'm happy for the guy. I love him. He did a great job here. Awesome man. Very man of faith. Whatever the hell you want to add in there. Hey, so Josh, if you had your way, who would you want to replace him? Oh man, Dayball would be great. That would be so Josh Allen right there. Dayball would be great if he said it because it's an alley-oop.
Yeah, that's
because
perfect.
He doesn't have to be a butthole about it. He ain't got to be a whippersnapper.
Yep,
he could just say a name. And Buffalo, like, the Golden Child wants Dayball.
That's right. He spoke.
Dayball's never had a Tommy. Dayball's never had a running back like James Cook. So, Could you imagine Dayball getting some wide receivers that are maybe not Steph Diggs, but some wide receivers here, and having a running back that catches out of the backfield and can pick up a first down every once in a while, the ball in the
be nice.
Nice. I mean, it'd be a beautiful thing, and and that's the way it would have to happen for. Oh yeah, Laura, you're right. Dayball and McDermott are like oil and water. That's why I say no. Kev, ain't gonna happen.
Yeah,
McDermott would take a steel pipe to both of Josh's knees before he allowed. Ping, ping. How you feel now? Yeah. Dayball, it is.
The interesting thing is going to be watching and seeing who they replace Joe Brady with, right? Because I think after what Joe Brady's gone through here this year specifically, he's out. He doesn't care where he goes at this point. Mm-hmm. He'll take an offensive coordinator job with another team just to get away.
Buff State might be up for one,
He'll take it.
He'll go to Buff State.
Take it. That's the only place he can go. Listen, hand me my UB hat.
Yeah. I'm going over there. Come on. Yeah. Horns up, right? Yeah.
Right. So my thought is this, and I want to ask you, who's most likely in the building? Because I really don't think the Bills are going to go out of the building for an OC. But who would you want to see that's in the building now? That's to kind of step into that position as offensive coordinator.
Can you rephrase that? Because you said who would you want to see? The answer to that question is nobody. There's nobody in this organization I want to see. But the most popular pick, the most logical pick would be Cromer.
Yeah.
But like I said,
but do you want him to stop coaching the O-line?
I don't want anybody to stop doing. Yes, I do. I want people to stop doing what they've been doing and do it correctly. But he's going to Middle Tennessee State. Yeah. But no. No. I don't want him to stop coaching the O-line. I don't need Henry to start. I need him to start coaching wide receivers. The running backs coach. I mean, right now it's like saying Josh Allen needs a quarterback coach. James Cook is James Cook. Yeah. Ty Johnson is Ty Johnson. And Ray Davis. I'm gonna talk about that in a minute because I got thoughts on him. But no, we probably have a tight end coach somewhere that's not doing anything. But no, I mean the only person
running up and down the sideline a lot.
Yeah. Him and the special teams coach fist pumping for no reason. I'm like, what does this do? Like, you're nobody. Get out of here. Tommy did let him cook. Yeah, all right, thank you. And he cooked.
He did it yesterday.
He cooked. See, Tommy got started doing it.
Everything.
He cooked. When I saw Tommy and Mikey do the same, I was like, oh, it was glorious.
Listen, I politely asked Tommy to apologize to me today. Okay, because I was doing the pregame show with him yesterday, and apparently this was a hot take yesterday. Where he kind of asked, what team in the playoffs was I worried about the most, and I chose the Colts, who aren't in the playoffs, but I thought the Colts were going to win yesterday, and for about 40 seconds they were going to win the game, and now all this was built upon the foundation of thought. Where, Phillip Rivers is going to come in. He won't have to do much. I think he only threw for like 119 yards, 113 yards or something like that. One touchdown, one interception.
The hardest 113 of his life.
For sure. That's a great defense he was playing against.
What am I doing? The hell am I doing? Why?
But the fact that he had them in position to win in the first place with his 113, 1-1. My thought was, if there's a matchup that I don't want to see, it's them, because not only do they have the defense, but they have the running game and a quarterback that won't have to do much, but has the ability to process what he's seeing and not be fooled by a lot of the stuff that McDermott is doing. Yeah. Right. Take it back to when we played them in the postseason, Phillip Rivers last year. Like we should have lost that game. We really should have lost that game. A couple of amazing plays by Gabe Davis in the first half. Well, one in the first half, one in the second half. Those catches on the sideline I'm talking about.
Mr. Toe Tap.
Yeah. And some penalty stuff that went our way and all that kind of stuff. Like in my mind, like we got really lucky in that game. But even Phillip Rivers at the end of his career in that game was like he's good enough to beat us. And with that offense, that running game, I think they had just drafted Jonathan Taylor that year when he was there. So look, the whole reason I brought this up was Phillip Rivers, if they had won that game, comes in and does exactly what I said he would do.
Right.
And, Tommy's like, no, he's too old and blah, blah, blah. Okay. All right. I gotta dunk on you a little bit for that one, Tommy. You know what I'm saying? Because there was a lot of people dunking on me in the chat. So,
right. Real quick, how many good GMs would you say there are? What teams have sustained the same GM for 9 seasons? Most guys have a short shelf life. There are at most 5-6 GMs that have sustained success. Yeah, like I said, I have Brandon Beane as well. Now I'm not sure, but at the time when I looked at it, I had him as the 7th. But 9 seasons without going to the Super Bowl, that's usually going to get you canned.
You looking at this one?
Yeah. That's usually going to get you canned in most markets. So, that's the volatility right there. I think the average is about 3 years for a GM. So, I mean, they fall into a good situation. And like I said in the last show, I think Beane came to Buffalo knowing that McDermott was going to get him a job. And McDermott, they had a secret handshake. McDermott said, you're going to be I'm not going to say it, but, my concubine, if you will.
Yeah. I mean, if anything, I think there's enough public pressure right now over the condition of the team, the state of the team. And by the state of the team, I mean, lack of sufficient talent in the passing game to justify Sean McDermott giving the axe to Brandon Beane. I mean, somebody's got to go. Like everybody else that's in the building there is people that Sean believes in. He's told us he believes in, and I think the only person from the old regime that's anywhere close to being there from when Sean first got the job is Al Holcomb. Right? Cromer wasn't there at the beginning. It was who was Bobby Johnson, I think, was the first guy they had. Right? So yeah, Al Holcomb is the last standing guy after Brandon Beane, you know, from when everybody first took over, you know, in 2017. So look, once you pull that lever, now everything else is on you.
Yeah.
You know, so the question becomes, does Sean McDermott pull that lever and say, you know what, we're going to go with Terrence Gray and we're going to move forward and we're going to try to get better talent in here. And realistically, if he does that, that probably gives him another 2-3 years on the job to try and win a Super Bowl before the attention really goes on him.
The only thing I like about Terrence Gray is his scouting background. And everybody says, you know, Beane is this, Beane is that, and this is kind of for Tommy. This is not even a joke. I'm not saying Beane doesn't know talent, but the thing about Terrence Gray that Beane doesn't have is that background. So he has the ability to say, okay, you want that guy, but watch this. He might not be available, but I don't want to move up. I don't want to lose all these picks for that guy when this guy actually does this better than him, but you might not have seen him. Let me show you some tape.
Right.
You know, and that's the disconnect that Beane does, because Beane doesn't have a background in anything GM-wise before coming over. He wasn't a scout. He wasn't a money man. He was a journalist. So, you know, when he came on, he was learning on the job. Is that a fault of his? You got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And that's why I say this until I'm blue in the face. The first time that I really tweaked out on Brandon Beane was after the interview. I'm like, dude, you haven't earned anything to be that cocky.
Right.
You know, I don't.
Except for drafting Josh Allen. You're not even gonna give him that one?
No, I'm not giving James Cook. I'm not giving him Cook either.
Are you serious?
That's two.
Why? I mean, yeah, but he still drafted him. Like, okay, if he keeps his job, that's why. I guarantee if he keeps his job, that's why.
But
how are you going to fire the guy that drafted James Cook and Josh Allen, the two best players you've ever had here?
I mean, look at. Okay, let me equate this. Did Joe Shane get fired in New York? Or is he still there?
No, he's still there.
He's going to be fired, I'm sure.
Think so?
Probably. But you have okay. You gave Dayball a quarterback he didn't want. You gave him an offense that was gutted, basically. Saquon, I'm out of here. I'm not doing this. And then the year you go ahead and get him a starting quarterback, a hell of a running back, a hell of a wide receiver. Then you fire him? I mean, that's the volatility we're talking about. You know, that's where what have you done for me lately is a thing. You know, he drafted Tremaine Edmonds. Yeah, I know. I know. But hold on one second. There was a comment I wanted to get to here.
Sure.
Was it Billy D's super chat?
No. You talking about this one?
Did we get to that one?
No, I don't think so. But Billy D, I told Josh I'm the poppy.
Appreciate you, Billy D.
Billy D got problems.
He's end everything with that one.
He got issues. No bones. We're the only team that hasn't drafted. We aren't the only team that hasn't drafted great. Look at Baltimore and KC. Their current demise is due to their lack of bringing in good young talent. I'm not putting KC in anything that says that they've been to Super Bowls every year.
Yep.
I don't care what they exclude them. Baltimore drafted Patrick Queen, Nnamdi Madubuike, Tyler Linderbaum, Brandon Stevens, Kyle Hamilton, Zay Flowers, Jordan Stout, Rashad Bateman, Ben Brederson. They drafted
Nate Wiggins.
Likely.
I'm still going. They got Trenton Simpson. They got we got Likely. You got Adafiowe.
Who's the kid that just busted his ACL
today
or yesterday rather?
Well, I don't know. Everybody did.
The linebacker. He's another good player.
Was he a rookie?
I think so.
Was it Mike Green? Was it?
No, it wasn't.
Okay. Who else do they have? I mean, we're not going to talk about this year's draft, but they drafted starters. All these guys I named are starters, and most of them made the Pro Bowl numerous times. So how many times? I mean, it's not pretty, and they strike out. But when you hit, you hit, and that's why when you say Josh Allen's in year 8. Cool. James Cook is year 4. Cool. But now what? We still don't have a face of the defense. We still don't have a somebody that we're looking at and saying, yo, that's it right there. That's them. I mean, we're hopeful on Cole Beasley. We're hopeful for Max Harrison, but there's no guy that we're like, that's it. Shut the doors. We got him. That's going to be the face of the defense. Put his face in all the cereal boxes. Get him some Bishop bakes or some shit. I don't know. And that's why the draft for me is a crapshoot, because how did they do in the free agent market? How did they do with their development of the team they already had? What is their scheme? You can't just say they drafted guys just to draft them, because there is merit to, we can't draft great players at 32. We're winning a Super Bowl every year. We can't get the best player every year. But what they do? Xavier Worthy. What do they do? Rasheed Rice. Later in George Karlaftis. I mean, you're getting these names that are pulling through. They're doing things for you. And I only went back 5 years. So, that's not even including the 2025 drafts. That could be something too. So I'm not saying we draft horrible, but what I'm saying is it has to get better. And we've been saying that for so long. I need it to get better. And Billy D said, we have no dogs. Steve Lynn, only 2 make the Super Bowl. That's why you can't call them all elite. Only a very few build consistent, good rosters, building on average rosters with a bunch of good, with the money spent. With the money spent and few stars, no good. Exactly. And that's the problem. If you peel back and just put your blinders on, don't listen to what they say anymore. Don't listen to press conferences. Just watch and see what it is. It's going to look a little different, because I found it out the hard way. I found it out myself. I said, oh man, we're hitting on these drafts. I was just like you guys. Bean is doing that, but then they topped out.
Mm-hmm.
There's no all pros, Josh Allen, maybe James Cook, maybe somebody else might stumble into it. But the perpetual, the every year guys we know are going to be dogs. They're absent. We're devoid of these talent.
You know what I heard today on that point? Somebody called in and was saying, for what we're paying Greg Rousseau, shouldn't we expect more out of him? And immediately,
you thought of me?
No.
Did this face show up in your brain? No.
Go ahead. Immediately, Sneaky Joe and Jeremy White jumped down this dude's throat. Well, what do you want him to do? How much do you want him to do? Like, wait a second. Wait a second.
Right.
Why is it too much to expect more than 4 sacks for a guy making 19 million? Well, that's a mid-level contract. Last time I checked, 4 sacks is not mid-level production.
Well, when you got Myles Garrett running it up with it, of course not. No, but this is where I'm going. And Tommy, actually, we talked about it. If you know Greg Rousseau, if you know what he does, you know what to expect from him. So when a guy, that's my thing. It's not that the guy calling it was an idiot. It was just, we know what his ceiling is. We've seen it. And the guy calling, I heard that calling it. It was almost like he was expecting, we signed a guy for 20 mil. See, this is the thing that drives me up. People say, we signed you for 20 mil, so give me 20 mil worth of work. It ain't his fault. He's never done it before. It's his agent's great job for giving him the money.
Oh, 100%.
I got you this. Epanesa's got 6.5, and you got 20. When he actually is probably better than you at pass rushing. No, not probably. He is better than you at pass rushing.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, when people call in and make those kind of assertions, they assume that somebody that what they do for college, like Landon Jackson. Landon Jackson comes into the scene and he has a year of 8 sacks. And he gets 25 mil. Well, why doesn't he get 15? When have you ever seen Landon Jackson get 15 sacks? You never will.
Right.
And so that's the thing with that kind of call that drives me nuts. It's not that we overpaid, because we did, but the going rate for the market was, I think it was more actually.
Yeah.
And like Tommy said, he's a solid player. Yeah, he's a solid player. And it's all he has to do is line up in the wide 9, Tommy. That's it. 2 point stance in the wide 9.
I guess it comes down to this for me. Because I've been trying to just be at peace with the way things are with this team, right? So that I don't stress myself out. But when you look at what Greg Rousseau represents, the position he plays is understood across the league as you go get the quarterback. The guys in the middle, they stop the run. The guys on the edge, you go get the quarterback, right? Because in most cases, those are the guys that are going to be on an island and less likely to get double teamed. Obviously, unless you're a Myles Garrett, in that case, you get to, double and triple team. But that's beside the point. My point is, when you play that position and you get drafted in the first round and you play here for 5 years, and the year you get a contract, the justification is you were number 2 in the league in pressures. The expectation is some of those pressures are actually going to turn into sacks when you start making $19 million, right? $19 million is not a little bit of money. And here's the other part of that too. For the understanding of the position of defensive end that the NFL has, it's that way for a reason. It's that way for schematic reasons, for philosophical reasons. It's not us demanding these things out of Greg Rousseau for no reason. But what the Bills do is they take a player like Greg Rousseau and they say, well, he fits a specific role for us that we want and we like. So we just want to do whatever it takes to keep him at a number that works for us, right? So from that standpoint, the Bills did a great job because they got the guy they want at a price point that they like and a price point that he likes. So everybody's happy. You got a great, happy work environment. Here's the problem with the idea behind doing what's necessary for the work environment. When you hear the Bills talk about Dawson Knox, I'm happy at how he's being used the last 2 games because you're finally using a guy who, like, when you watch him run his routes and catch the ball and then turn and run after that, he looks like he should be getting more. You know what I'm saying? He don't look super slow. He looks athletic. He looks fast. He looks like he can put people's face in the ground like he used to, right? Now, you don't hear people talk about Dawson Knox and say, man, the stiff arm, or man, he's fast, or man, he's super athletic. What you hear them talk about is how much of a quiet mentor in the locker room he is, how much of a rock he's been for these guys, and how much, people in the locker room feel like they just wouldn't be able to get along in life without Dawson Knox being there. Like, miss me with every ounce, every iteration of every word in the span of every sentence that these people say, because at the end of the day, it's supposed to be about winning games and what these players are doing to help us win games. And if we continue to put players on the field that fit a role in a philosophy that is fundamentally flawed, then it's I mean, obviously it should lead to whoever's picking the players leaving, but that's not going to happen. Again, we've done the research. We know the owner is running this team the way he wants to run this team, and it's making money, and he's fine with that. So Sean is going to be fine with that. Yeah. Until there's enough public pressure, the types of players we pick, that's not going to change. I like your comparison, or your analogy of Knox and Rousseau, because I'm sitting there thinking, these are 2 guys that are to a degree getting unjustly crapped on, if you will. Because Rousseau is much more than a defensive end. Rousseau is not a compression. You got a lengthy guy. You got somebody who can stand up in the 9. You got somebody you could twist, you could stunt with. You got somebody you could use in a bevy of different ways. But they keep doing the same thing with him. So when the layman sees that, they're not creative. They just say, well, why isn't he Myles Garrett? Well, he's not making Myles Garrett money. He's not built like Myles Garrett. Doesn't have the pedigree of Myles Garrett. Have you seen him without the sleeves on? He doesn't look like Myles Garrett. But I digress. The point is, when you see Greg Rousseau, it's like, okay, I can create mismatches. He's tall. He's slender. He's got long arms that you can't get to his body. He can't be blocked. So why aren't we doing more with this guy? When you have a player that you see isn't winning constantly, like you say all the time, in a one-on-one, find a way to get him to win. Find a way to get him a chance to win.
when it comes to Dawson Knox. Like you said, what do we always hear? He's not worth the money, but what is he doing on the field? Who was that guy screaming across the back of the end zone yesterday? Dawson Knox screaming across. The big, slow tight end that blocks. Guess what? Dawson Knox is the safety valve. Dawson Knox is the guy that if you get him a chance to win, he will win, usually. And like Lynn alluded to earlier, he said, I'm not going to repeat everything because there was a couple words in there I'm not going to say when my mama watching. But, but he said, who the F are the stars on Kansas City besides Mahomes and Chris Jones and maybe Kelsey?
They got boys.
No, they got boys.
Like if you know who these players are,
but that's the thing. They got boys, but they know how to make those boys win.
Yeah.
All those boys ain't going to win head up just going to doing the same thing every play. They get creative. Spagnuolo, right? Mm-hmm. Look at me, I'm learning. But no, he's doing different things to disguise to make quarterbacks' eyes look where they're not supposed to. Why do you think Atlanta's having success? Yeah, they got two guys on the edge that are great, but what about the rest of the guys that are feasting? They're doing things that get guys in a position to win. And that's the thing with our defense. Everybody says we're so aggressive, we're so this, we're so that. Mm-hmm. And I contend how, because I'm looking at Atlanta, I'm looking at, Kansas City even when they were good. I'm looking at Houston. Well, not Houston, they just got two gremlins on the outside. But you're looking at teams with lesser talent that make those guys, they elevate what they have. Mm-hmm. They know it. See, the thing is they know what they have and they know how to elevate it. And I'm still waiting for our guys to elevate our players. And that's why I say for the receiver room, elevate them. They're not going to be great. Maybe not. They're not. Maybe you might find somebody that you're like, this dude's a garbage, and then you're like, wait a minute, we got him in the right scheme. He's got 1,000 yards. Oh man, this guy's got 10 touchdowns. Man, this guy can't be pressed. Oh man, what do we? Then that's how you build a team. And that's about Buffalo to me. Buffalo, they chase the names. And Brandon Cooks, we've heard of him. Great. And when he comes to Buffalo, he does the same thing that everybody's doing, not because he sucks, but because it doesn't work for him. Mm-hmm. But why doesn't it work for him? Because they're not changing it. They want him to fit in it.
The thing with that, though, is, okay, so here's another comparison. We get bent out of shape when people criticize Keon Coleman. Why? Because he's being used out of position, right? He should be a power slot. The Bills don't use him like that. They've shown no desire to use him like that, right? Mm-hmm. We talk about all the different ways that Greg Rousseau can be used. Meanwhile, they're using him in two ways. He's either rushing on the right or he's rushing on the left. He doesn't get into a bunch of stunts. He doesn't stand up and play coverage. He doesn't, like, if the Bills were using him in a lot of different ways to kind of show you how athletic he is and show you all the different things that he can do, then I'd be like, you're absolutely right, because he can do all these things, and he is doing all these things. If he was being utilized in that many ways, then I'd look at the $19 million and I say, you know what? For all the ways he's being used, he may not be getting a ton of sacks, but man, he plays coverage, he bats balls down, he's getting pressure on stunts and stuff like that. He's just all over the field, a lot like Micah Parsons was in his first couple of years, where he was a great blitzer, good pass rusher, but he needed to get some weight on him before he became, year 2, year 3 Micah Parsons, just absolutely dominant, mm-hmm. right? But in his first year, you saw him playing linebacker. You know what I'm saying? So if the Bills had the mentality to use Greg Rousseau like that, I think there would be significantly less people hemming and hawing about his sacks, because look at all the other stuff he's doing. Yeah. But what it really comes down to for what we're seeing now is we don't see it. And it's the equivalent of, we know air exists, but we can't see it unless it's super cold. And even what we're seeing is not air leaving us. Right. It's condensation. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where this is money being paid to a guy to do a job. And for us, blue collar workers out here trying to, earn an honest dollar, for us to see a Buffalo Bill, that we pay taxes for and all that kind of stuff, making $19 million. And we just have to just be at peace with, well, he's capable of doing all these multiple types of things. The Bills just don't use him that way. that's where the comparison between him and Coleman come in. Like, well, if it is the case that he can do all these things and you're not allowing him to, then let him go somewhere else and do that for $19 million. Mm-hmm. Let Coleman go somewhere else and play power slot. Because if the Bills are not going to let him do that here, that's the only way you're going to see how good Coleman is. Just let him go. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's where, players like Rousseau, players like, Oliver, like if you're going to have these guys and tout them for skill sets that allow them to do multiple things, then do multiple things.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing. You like you said, I can't blame him and his agent for getting the money from Buffalo. Yeah,
you're right about that.
And if I don't see him getting his head snapped into his back like that image you showed earlier in the video, then I'm okay. I'm thinking like Manny Lawson. He was here and nobody complained about Manny Lawson. Why? Because Mario Williams on the other side. That's the thing. Mario was over there, so Manny Lawson was one of the best run defenders there were, and that's when it really showed me what a run defender was, what a left end really does. And then you go ahead and you get Shaq Lawson and you start the guy I don't even know what that was about. They got Shaq Lawson, they elevated the guy that they just re-signed to the team from being cut to the practice squad. Then they elevated him, Andre, whatever the case his name is.
Andre Jones.
Oh,
Andre, yeah.
It's not even really his first name.
I'm like,
you know that, right? It's not Andre is not his first name.
No, what is it?
It's Gerald.
Gerald Jones?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what he goes by?
I guess Andre is what he goes by.
Oh, yeah. I'm about to say, wait, I'm lost. I thought it was Andre. Okay.
No, he goes by Andre.
Gerald.
His first name is Gerald. That's what it says, Wikipedia page.
Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think that's the thing that gets me. It's no bones about it. Says that they went deep to Brandon Cooks. He bobbled it. So do it again. Do it again.
Right.
I mean, that's
he was open, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Do it again. Yeah.
And I mean, the speed in which Vrabel's flag came out, he probably didn't even the flag was out before the ball with the play wasn't even over. He hit the flag. He's like, nope, no way, nope.
Like you could see, there was another play where it looked like he was going to challenge or whatever. Like he had the flag out already. He was waiting. Right, it's coming. Hey, ref.
They're like, you don't actually have to challenge that. You sure? Yeah, we said it's incomplete. Nah, I don't believe you. Challenge.
You know what? Sky ref got you. Don't worry about it.
So I should pick it up.
Right.
So you sure? If I pick this up, the deal between me and you is that this is not going to be a catch. Speaking of which, can you explain to me the pass interference on Shakir where they declined the ball even though it was intercepted? What? No, I was like, I know this Brandy isn't this strong, to which I don't see the ball in his defender's hand.
So if you watch it back in slow-mo, Shakir got one hand on the ball before they went completely to the ground. And the fact that the ball did not move constitutes possession.
One hand. Okay.
Right? One hand is enough, right? Because as long as they possess the ball with one hand and the ball's not moving, the body and the hand constitutes two hands. That's right. So in that scenario, they both go to the ground. As soon as he hits the ground, down by contact, even if the defender pulls the ball out, it's still receiver ball.
Yeah, I know the simultaneous possession goes to offense, but I didn't even think Shakir I didn't see him have his hands on the ball. I was like,
it was late. So okay. The ball, as the ball came in, and it kind of
hit him in the chest and he slid down.
The ball came in like here on the defender's arm, and the defender's arm kind of helped to like lock it into Shakir's shoulder. And then you can kind of see Shakir bring his left hand up and onto the ball.
I mean, it's semantics because it was our ball regardless of pass interference.
Oh yeah, it was going to be ours either way.
Yeah, I mean that and baby that Tre'Davious White one. I was like,
did you have as much of an issue with that interception as I did?
What was your issue?
The fact that he caught it. Let it go. You know, far back they were.
Oh yeah. No,
you know what I'm saying?
I was just worried it was going to be pass interference. That was what I was worried about. I didn't have as much. I mean, because I was sitting here more scared I was going to say yellow flag pop out. There was a lot going on there.
Yeah, he shoved him right before.
I was like, and then when because Matt usually doesn't get up that angry, but he was tight. And yeah, we better get going, Keon.
No, but like my thought was, okay, Trey White caught the ball, and we were down like inside the 20. I think at that point, right? Mm-hmm. Arm punt, cool. But why not bat the ball away or just let it fall out of bounds? Just wall off the receiver, let it go out of bounds. Because here's what comes into play. They got to punt it now, and you get a chance to return it. So if you're playing field position, like never mind the arm punt, make them for real punt, get a return. Now you're past the 20, which is, I mean, from where they were going to be punted from. Yeah, you probably would end up, past the 20, somewhere between the 30 and the 40. If you get a decent return, you still don't take.
Trey White had to get a 91.3 on PFF ratings, man. He had to have a 91.3.
You playing with my emotions right now.
I said 91.3.
Right yeah.
I said, I'll be damn. That's a hell of a job.
That's what you're doing. You know exactly what you're doing. Free agent kickers. Let's just move right past that situation.
I got free agent kickers. If you got it up already?
Yeah.
Okay.
So your boy Younghoe Koo.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why Matt Prater is still
Yeah, I know.
here. It's weird.
I know.
Eddie Pinheiro is on a team. This is crazy. Like this is on Spotrac, people. This is under the available section. Eddie Pinheiro just kicked the field goal yesterday.
Maybe they cut him yesterday.
Maybe. Zane Gonzalez, Austin Siebert, and Cade York. Cade York is, I'd take a shot at Cade York. He's 24. Him or Siebert, 29. Everybody else, Zane Gonzalez, 30. Eddie Pinheiro, 30.
I mean, as long as they don't wear the single bar, I don't really care about them being 30. I care about their salary, though. Their previous AV is astronomical. If they come with the Morton Anderson a single bar, not
this
in
is
Buffalo.
why I can't stand you, bro.
The Chris Moore.
No, like little stuff like that means absolutely nothing to the average person. This is the stuff you point out as don't do that or I will hate you.
Chat.
Like,
do you want your kicker to have a single bar like Chris Moore? What? You want that? The thing is tilted down just a little.
If he's making field goals, why does it matter?
I can't have it. I can't have the swag. He ain't got no swag.
Why does he need swag?
You got to be.
Have you seen Mevis, the kicker for the Rams? The dude looks like he just got off the couch in his mother's basement after playing video games for 45 years.
Well, according to Tommy, that's the same way Prater looks. So
No. Prater looks like he still plays on the playground with little children. That's what he looks like. He looks like he's on the merry-go-round with 4 and 5 year olds having the time of his life. That's what Prater looks like.
This guy's name is Mevis?
Yes. Have you seen what Mevis looks like?
I'm about to look right now.
Oh my God. I
can't wait.
They hired a refrigerator to kick field goals for them.
Oh, Sebastian Janikowski.
Basically.
Mevis. Rams. Nevis. N-E-V-I-S?
Mevis with an M.
Rams kicker. Oh, there's Mevis. All right. Let's see. Oh, man. He looks like he drives a Ford pickup truck.
An old one, though.
Mm-hmm.
like one from the 1980s.
Look at the stomach on this guy.
Exactly, bro.
It says meet the thicker kicker.
Exactly. And on top of that, he got the little loose sleeves. He got the loose sleeves, bro.
He's all wrong. But he still got double bars, though.
Yeah.
Double bar.
Bro, he has the least swag of any kicker you've ever seen, but he's got the double bar, so he's fine.
So it's not least then. I mean, I've seen things. He's lined up. It's just he's lined up like it brings back memories of Scott Norwood. He's lined up. What is the last thing he do? He lines it like this right here, right? He does this. Then the last thing you remember him doing is pulling this little bar down.
You do it on purpose.
So it gets a proper view.
You do it on purpose.
I don't want you to look over your bar like that. What if somebody just punched you in your nose? Can you put a visor on?
Do it on purpose. If he puts a visor on and a single bar,
yeah.
So wait. So your entire concern over the single bar is the eyeballs of the kicker?
Nose too.
Huh?
Nose too. Got to have all that covered up. I care.
But a double bar doesn't cover up the nose and the eyes.
Good.
How?
Good.
A double bar?
Yeah.
That's not
the eyes. Not the eyes. Just the nose.
Well, you said visor.
Yeah, you put the visor on a double bar. You can't put a visor on a single bar. It ain't even got no thing up here. The single bar don't even have a cage to it. It just screws it down here. It's literally just aesthetics.
So
Ben, thank you. Ben, Pat's fan here. Just subscribe to your channel. Hell of a game. See y'all next time, Mafia. Oh, don't be a stranger for sure. Don't be a stranger.
Thank you, BGG.
Mm-hmm. Maybe you can have him next year.
Yeah, might be nice. He might be better for your team. I mean, shoot, Mac Hollins is balling.
Ooh, Pat McAfee.
Pat McAfee.
Yeah, that's Brandon Bean's guy. Perfect. Pat McAfee for kicker. Lynn said that, not me. Lynn said it. Perfect.
Pat McAfee is a cigar away from being in a hospital for 30 days. Like, okay. All right.
But getting back to football before you lose everybody.
Yep.
So this is another instance of where I scream and scream and scream about special teams. What do I always say? Why do you need special teamers? Why do you need core special teamers? Why are we doing this? We brought in Brandon Codrington. Why? To be a kick returner. We brought in Miko Hardman, I guess, to be a kick returner.
Mm-hmm.
When you had Ray Davis on the team the whole time, just wasting away.
I knew it. I knew it. You said it before the show. I didn't think you was going to do it.
I was going to do it, and I'm doing it right now. Leads the league in average return per kick. He's tied for.
So let him kick and kick return?
No, just return.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if we have to do the kicking thing, we'll sort that out later.
God.
But this is my next question, Chad.
Okay.
If he actually became the kicker, would he be the best special teamer in Bills history? I know Steve Tasker hurts, but would he be?
If he kicks and kicks return and returns kicks, yes, immediately.
Dan, what you think?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yep. Tasker has to get off the show, and Ray Davis now has a permanent spot in Bills history. Period. I'm so serious when I say that too, bro. Like, I mean, that's what it is.
What length field goal would he have to make?
30. If he can make a 30-yarder.
In the Bills winner? Yeah. Swirling
like
wins.
30 to 35. Like, no more than 35.
Yeah.
But if he can make a 30 to 35-yarder, he's in there.
If he can knock out a 40, I mean, I'll probably get the jersey.
Man, what?
I get a Ray Davis. That'd be the first. Hey, I ain't got no jersey, but that'd be it. I ain't even got a James Cook. I don't have a Cook. But if I could just, not this guy, this dude was losing his mind. If I could just have Ray Davis, I mean, McDermott would melt in oblivion because he'd be so proud of his special teams find.
Yeah.
Whoever the special teams coordinator is, and he's not going to get fired. Luckily for him, it's just a win-win all around.
Really quick, I wanted to show y'all this. Let's blow that up there. Oh no, can't do that. Keep forgetting every time it blows up goes completely full screen. I wanted to show y'all this. I thought this was hilarious, and our resident Patriots fan just reminded me of this. Thank you for that. Says James Cook is a monster, such an explosive weapon.
Oh, you're trying to butter me up. I like you. I like you a lot.
Yeah, I wouldn't say you guys choked. You didn't adjust. I'm not sure why. I mean, I watched a couple of press conferences from the players and Vrabel to kind of, see what they would say as to why adjustments weren't made. But I mean, I don't think it was a matter of, like giving up or choking or anything like that. I think it was a coaching decision really to just stay the course.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Believe in my guys, stay the course. Let's keep doing what we're doing, not panic. I mean,
yeah, I think
we've seen Sean do that.
I think he also said Drake is dealing with what Josh dealt with early in his career, and that's the non-ability to really have full autonomy. If he gets to trust where they say, if you see something, you can auto get him alerts and all these things. I don't know. I don't think he alerts a lot. I really don't. I didn't see a lot yesterday. But the thing is, when teams show you one thing and do something completely opposite, that's what's going to beat him until he gets the ability to get out of the plays that they call for him.
Yep. Steve Lynn says Cook sure ain't no scrub like Singletary. Just want to get that out there. Walter says just get Justin Tucker and call it a day. I know we won't, but that's what I think we should do. I think that would be an option if he wasn't still dealing with his legal situation. I think that's the thing that's really keeping teams away is, if he can navigate his way through that and you know, not face any jail time and all that kind of stuff, I do think there's a team out there that would bring him back. I mean, heck,
Oh yeah, for sure.
Matt Ariza came back after he dealt with the situation. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So let me play this for you guys really quick, because I saw this and I'm just like, I don't typically take opportunities to dunk on people, but when I saw this guy, I was just like,
he went ham yesterday.
I'm gonna play this.
He had a couple of videos yesterday.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he deserves to get played on this show here. Here he is.
But nobody knows championship football more than this guy, more than these fans. I've seen it. I have 6 rings, and you're telling me Buffalo's better than us? This is our division. This is our league, and we're back. We're not beating this team. We're demolishing this team. And seriously, Buffalo, I feel bad. I feel bad for the people of Buffalo. You've waited. You've been on the doorstep. Josh Allen, great guy. It's over. You little whatever that was, it's over. The champs are here. We are destroying
The
this
other
team.
one. The other one was.
Watch him out.
Watch
him out. Semolina.
I could take back that first celebratory victory video when it was 21-0. And I was ranting and raving how the division is ours and the Bills are done. I would take it back. I was excited in the moment. I hated what the Patriots did at the end of the first half when they slow played it, didn't go for a touchdown, field goal. You know Buffalo's going to get going, but I mean, they kicked our fucking ass in the second.
So, and I won't play the whole thing. I mean, you guys get the point. But you know what was funny about this? Watching him is it felt like I was watching us from the drought days. You know what I'm saying? Like, we used to get so, remember how hype we would get whenever we were having a good first half against them?
Mm-hmm.
And this would have been like, you know, mid 2000s, you know, the Fitz days, you know, we're having a good first half against them. Man, this might be it, man. We might get these boys. Second half comes, over with.
Mm-hmm.
Over with. Right?
We had a game where we were up 21-0.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just thinking that today. I was like, man, didn't we have a game against the Patriots like that, up 21-0? That was the was that the no, I don't think that was 31-0. Because they beat us 31-0 at the end of that season.
That year was crazy.
Yeah.
We had the 31-0 on them to start the year.
Yeah, he did on purpose though.
Right.
He stopped after 31. He pulled all the start at 31-0. Like, yo, that's crazy. I know.
Yep.
I never feel I was getting my hair cut. I said, I can't believe he just did that.
Yep.
My heart hurts. My heart hurts.
Yep. Bills fans know about poking the bear, aka Brady. Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, and that's kind of what I was thinking as I'm watching this guy. Like, man, like somebody probably showed that to Josh and the team at halftime. Like, yo, this is what they saying, bro. Y'all got to do something. Josh was like, all right, hold my beer.
He's like, I think I got some more. Nah, what is it?
Yeah, his Willie Beeman out there. I couldn't believe I saw him. Like, yo, what's that, bro? Is he throwing up? What is that? And then to come to fight, yeah, I do that every game. You guys just don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how did nobody catch that before this?
He does it in the locker room.
Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I know
he said he's been late to the field before he, doing that.
Okay.
But I mean, the guys do some. I'm telling you right now, I know people that I will not tell you what their rituals are, but they got some strange ones. There's some questionable ethical ones too. But yeah, no, I mean,
I like that. I like that. Eli Manning poked him a couple times. He poked Brady a couple times. He sure did. Eli Manning. Yeah. Why you keep shaking your head?
Nope. Can't do it. That goes. That's like about. I mean, that's. I'm just like you with the single bar.
Two of the single greatest quarterback performances in Super Bowl history. Eli.
I'm gonna have to look this up because that's a BS statement you just made. It's got to be. There's no way he had the greatest anything in Super. I gotta find this. No.
Two of the single greatest quarterback performances in Super Bowl history.
I refuse to accept that.
Does Eli Manning have a middle name? He about to get 3 name status. What is his middle name?
He has one, I'm sure.
What?
I got it. Well, no, you go ahead.
Eli Manning's middle name. What is it? What?
Nelson. He's a loser. His name is Eli Nelson Manning. Great.
His first name is Elisha.
Yeah. Elisha.
Elisha?
Yeah.
Elisha Nelson Manning.
Yep. This is Elijah, but yeah, he spelled it like that. They want to freak it.
Elisha Nelson Manning for the win. Let's go.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. It's gonna happen.
Ooh, that call out on the 28-3 Falcons fans.
What?
I lived in Atlanta during that time. I was dating my now wife, who's from Atlanta, and her family was so hype at halftime. And I told them, guys, as a Bills fan, I have seen this too many times. Don't get excited yet. And they would not believe me. And they were just silent for the second half. They did not know what to do.
It'd be like that.
Jeez.
It'd be like that.
It was a rough night.
Dang.
It'd be like that. And
you know what the funniest part is?
Hmm.
This is when I was first dating my wife. That was the day that I met her family.
Oh, yeah, you had to sit there in silence.
So they was all pissed off and you just meeting them for the first time?
Yes.
How you doing? How you doing? How you doing, Mom? Dad, cousins. I know that this is a bad time, but
you're gonna lose.
Right. Oh my gosh. The only thing worse than that is you sitting on their couch with a Patriots jersey. That's the it's the only thing you could have done that was worse. Oh, that's so good. Man, that's so funny. Okay. Any other thoughts about the game? We got like 12 minutes left.
Yeah, I got a ton of stuff. You've been rabble rousing the whole time. Let's see. Where can we go? Okay, so I saw somebody have a stat. They had a tweet yesterday. It said 2 receivers caught passes a day. Shakira 5 for 65. Palmer 1 for 16. Be as mad at Joe Brady as you want, but you can't properly judge him with the receiver corps. In my opinion, why not? Why not? Because after 14 weeks, now 15 weeks of football, you should know what your guys can and can't do. Then you got to figure out a way to get them open at some point in time. Somebody's got to. I know Brandon Cooks bobbled the ball, but that doesn't mean stop throwing the ball to him. You know, I know. There was pressure being applied. I know Keon Coleman has little to no route running ability, but that's who's on the field. That doesn't stop you from playing the way you're supposed to play. I think they really need to evaluate why is it that Joe Brady can't be held responsible for his offense not working. His offense is working because of a running back, a quarterback, and 2 tight ends. That's really all it is. Mm-hmm. And one of the tight ends is what is his name called? Chicken Leg. Oh, there he is. Chicken Legs is always hurt. So really, is one tight end and an up and coming Jackson Hawes.
I don't know why I think this is so funny. I love it. There's only one coach who stops Allen every year, and his name is McDermott. You know what though? Steve says it both in jest and seriousness, but at the end of the day, like how do you arrive at the complete difference in offensive philosophy in the first half and second half? You know what I mean? Like Josh Allen in the second half had to play the way that he did because the philosophy was how we've seen it be in towards the first half of the season, where we're going to run the ball, we're going to throw bubble screens, it's freaking 3rd and 15, you throwing bubble screens.
Mm-hmm.
End of the game, you to try and close it out. 3rd down, you throw a bubble, or 2nd down rather. Was that 2nd? I think it was 3rd down. You throw another bubble screen to Ty Johnson.
3rd. That's the drive.
Yeah, so like, I mean, and again, what's funny about both of those is both of those were in the second half, right? If I'm not mistaken. Both bubble screens
might have been. Yeah, I think so.
Whatever the case may be, even if it's just the second one, you've gone the whole game seeing Josh doing what he's doing in the passing game, like throwing dots to guys, making stuff happen. But in the moment where you need it the most, on 3rd down, you take the ball out of his hands, basically. I don't get it.
I like that sucker. No, I mean, that's one of those where the Drake May can't do it, but he can. I don't believe in this play right now. We gotta do something else. And Ben said respect for McDermott. Who's a better coach we've had than him? Marv Levy.
Yeah, I would say Levy is still the best, even though Sean McDermott is probably gonna beat Levy's wins if he hasn't already. Levy was a better manager of people, right? You think about the moniker, the bickering Bills. The Bills were a party team. Everywhere they went, they party and drink and staying out all night, and then they went and played Super Bowls. Like that's who they were, right? And some way, somehow, Marv Levy was able to get that team organized to go out and win on Sundays. Right? You had personalities like Jim Kelly. You had personalities like Thurm. Like, don't get it twisted the way these guys act now. Daryl Talley, Daryl Talley's probably still the closest to how people talk about him back then, right? As far as like how he just keeps it real. He's just a real dude. You know what I'm saying? But these cats was like they gonna do what they gonna do. You know what I'm saying? We got money. We like where it at. Right? Marv Levy was able to take that and say, look, I know y'all doing all that. Get it out your system. When you show up to that game on Sunday, be ready to work. You know what I'm saying? And they did. Mm-hmm. Right? Meanwhile, Steph Diggs don't like the offensive system. Oh no, that's the problem. You gotta go.
Right.
You trying to have conversations with the GM and the offensive coordinator, and then you coming to me telling me you don't like the offensive system and you don't think it's going to work and blah, blah, blah. He was right.
And that's all we know. So you're wrong. We're not changing because what we're doing is all we know.
Exactly.
And there was a comment in here. I think it was Lynn. God, where is it? He said, how much of these guys play together? Simply no continuity because the offense still does not play complete games as a full unit. The only problem really is the wide receivers. Everybody else for the most part, Allen hasn't missed games. The offensive line really hasn't missed games together. Dawson Knox has years of familiarity with Josh Allen, and when you want it, Dalton Kincaid can jump in too. So they've had it. It's just the fact that when you don't keep doing something, it's not gonna look like it's continuity because they keep changing stuff. Because they're still trying to figure it out. Yeah. They know what's work. See, I forget what game it was now. It was a game after Kansas. Who we played after Kansas City, remember?
This year?
Yeah.
After Kansas City, we played.
Well, I mean, I could look it up, but it's fine. It doesn't really matter. Right. Okay. Because the point I'm trying to make is against Kansas City, we said, wow, this defense. Wow, they're actually doing stuff we haven't seen before. Hancock's balling.
The Dolphins.
Okay, the Dolphins. Because the Dolphins was the game where we had an offense that actually was unstoppable. And we're like, wow.
After the Chiefs game?
Yeah, was it the next game after that?
No, so the Bucks the Bucks
game. Bucks game.
Yeah,
Bucks game.
Because we lost that Dolphins game.
Yeah, the Bucks game. Because we're in a stage where we saw the defense clicking. They clicked, and they have no continuity, none. And then 2 weeks later, you see the offense clicking, but the defense isn't really doing anything. But the thing is, like I said after that game, after the Bucks game, I would feel good if I knew they were going to do this again.
Mm-hmm.
And they see stuff working. They're like, you know what? Let's try something else.
Right.
Let's try to see if we can find something else that works. No, do that. That works. Do that. And if you got to deviate a little bit, not a lot. Don't change the whole game plan because it doesn't matter. They know what you're going to do. It's them having to stop you.
Right. Really quick, because we got like 5 minutes left. I did want to get to this, and I don't think I started. Oh, I did. Thank you, Steve, for bringing this up, because this is something that I wanted to talk about. The tight ends in this game, the use of tight ends in this game. This is what I want to see. If you're not going to emphasize wide receiver play in your offense, if your philosophy is, this everybody eats, which equals, emphasize the tight ends, basically, then do it to the fullest effect, right? And I think what we saw yesterday was that you got some plays made to Jackson Hawes. You definitely had a touchdown to Dawson Knox. Dalton Kincaid makes 2 big plays. The biggest one being on third down. I think it was in the first half. So these tight ends and what we're seeing them do in this offense is like, this is better than anything we've seen from any of the receivers this season.
Mm-hmm.
Like, period.
Mm-hmm.
So just do that, right? So the reason I'm bringing this up is in your mind, seeing the way that we used the tight ends yesterday, do you believe that is something that is sustainable and scalable throughout the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you don't even have to use 3 tight ends. Even if you do a 12, we have a perfect 12. If you want to freak out the third one, cool. But I mean, that's the wrinkle you could have right there. Whoa, we got another tight end we can use too. Whoa, we could put Reggie Gilliam in there somewhere too. Mm. Oh, what are they doing? Because like they said on the kickoff return, I don't know if you guys noticed it, which I didn't, but they had Gilliam back there with Ray Davis and not not Ty Johnson.
They ran a wedge.
Yeah, so these little wrinkles that you have 2 tight ends that have proven not only that they're actually good, but Josh likes them and Josh looks at them. The third one is just the cherry on top.
Laura asks, who are we most worried about in the AFC playoffs?
The AFC. Now? That's my answer. Laura, you know me. The AFC, you answer this one because you got it.
Let me see. Playoff. Okay, so right now, Broncos.
Why you looked it up? Ben, quiet.
Huh?
I said, why you looked it up? Ben, be quiet. He said, I want to play out again so bad.
Well, you probably will.
But
all right. So Broncos are 1, Patriots are 2, Jacksonville is 3, Steelers are 4, Chargers. I was about to say Clippers. Chargers are 5, Bills are 6, and Texans are 7 at 9 and 5. They're in. The Texans are in. I remember seeing something about their percentages of making the playoffs being like in the 90th percentile, right? Before this game yesterday. So they're in. Chargers had a tough schedule ahead, but they beat the Chiefs. I didn't think they were going to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and say they're in. Even though, man, their schedule is tough. And Steelers, I'm not really sure about the Steelers schedule, but if I'm looking at all of these teams as, we might have to go through 3 of these teams. The teams I definitely don't want to see: Jacksonville, Houston, and it's kind of a tough choice between the Broncos and Chargers. The reason I'm having a tough time picking is because the Chargers have shown an ability to throw the ball. Even though they don't have amazing wide receivers, the Broncos don't either, but the Chargers have shown more consistently better quarterback play, and they have a run game. The Broncos don't have a run game. So if there's a team that I'd rather play the team with a second-year quarterback that I know I can create problems for because I did it last year and not have to worry about their run game. Yeah, they got a great defense, but you can run on that defense, right? We saw the Bears do it. The Bears ran all through that defense. So I think at this point, because again, I'm looking at matchups. When I'm thinking about who I'm worried about, I'm thinking about like, receiver core versus our DBs, their run game versus our run defense. Like that's how I kind of process who I'm worried about. So I think the Chargers would be a worse matchup for the Bills than the Broncos would be at this point in time. I know how good the Broncos defense is. They were top 5 last year, and we still did what we did. They couldn't run the ball last year, and it hurt them too. On top of them having a first-year quarterback, they had all the same receivers that they have this year, minus they had Troy Franklin last year too. They just didn't play him. So nothing really has changed with that team very much. They're a little better this year statistically in run defense. The Broncos are, but I don't want to see Omari and Hampton in that Chargers run game. I
honestly would be happy to see Houston again.
Really?
Yeah. The reason why is because I know James Cook went for 116, ran for almost 7 yards a carry, and we tried to block him with 5 straight up. You don't do that again. I mean, if you chip them, if you have a chip, you have a release. If you
in the playoffs, they definitely.
That's the thing. See, they don't have an offense that I'm worried about. But for them, they get pressure with honesty. They get pressure with the 2 outside guys. They have Tim Settle, but are we really worried about Tim Settle knowing what we played him already? They have what was it, Rankins, I think is the other D tackle they have. But I think that's the difference in the game that we played versus the game that we could play. We've seen it on tape. They're not going to do too much different. And it's an easy fix. Obviously, it's not easy to do, but we know what we're supposed to do to beat them. If we can get the offense squared away, we can get Josh to take those checkdowns that he wasn't looking at last time. Houston's cooked. I believe it.
You know what? I don't think that's a bad take at all. Coach D says Texans and Broncos. I know why you're saying that, because those defenses, they can rush the passer. They can stop the run. Traditionally, here's the other part too. The Texans just lost another defensive lineman for the season. I think Mario Edwards is now down with a serious injury there. So they're down to Tim Settle and whatever other backup they're putting in the middle there with them. So maybe that is something you can take advantage of if you do happen to see him.
Yeah, and you can run quarterback powers. Josh ran 5 for 20. He went 5 for 20.
Did he really?
Yeah, 5 for 20 in rushing. That's it. So I mean, that it's there to be had. You just got to play them smarter.
I will say this: the Cardinals did chop them up pretty good with Trey McBride. I mean, the tight end play against that team is that's how you want to do it, right? And I think when we played the Texans, Kincaid wasn't in that game, was he? Yeah, that's what I thought. So, I mean, maybe there are variables that would go in the Bills' favor during that game. I'm just of the mindset like a team that can play just upfront, honest defense like the Texans can. I just want no parts of having to see them until I have to see them.
Was that Deion Dawkins' concussion game too, or was that the next week?
He got hurt in that game.
Yeah. So I mean, there's so many different things, man. There's so many different things to that levels to that team, and I think that'd be a nice little matchup that people a sweep under the radar. If you're a betting person and that happens, bet Bills.
Well, how about this? Can we save that for the AFC Championship? Like, do we have to see them before?
Sure.
Because I mean, like that's the only time where we have to see them. Like I don't want to have to see them until I have to see them. I mean, my rationale behind it is kind of nefarious and bad for Bills fans. So tune it out, and tune me out. But if we beat the Texans in Wild Card Weekend, okay, and
then we lose to somebody in the AFC Championship, it's not going to be Kansas City. I would probably destroy something. I probably would, yeah. Because the team that everybody's like, we beat, say the Broncos are out too. Now we're playing, I don't know, Jacksonville, whatever. Yeah. I don't know. And they just take us to the woodshed. I wouldn't know how to feel. I really wouldn't know how to feel. I'd be so worried about the trap game.
You can really say that about any team in the playoffs right now.
See, like I don't know enough about everybody to say that. So
well, no. I just mean from this standpoint, and tell me what you think about this, and then we got to go. So the thought process is this is the easiest road for Josh Allen to a Super Bowl because Mahomes, Burrow, and Jackson are not in the playoffs. Jackson's probably not going to make it.
Mm-hmm.
But they're also saying if Josh doesn't make it to the Super Bowl, it's a travesty on his part, right? As if he, the road there is so easy. And in my mind, I'm like, yo, you got 4 top 10 defenses in the playoffs right now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah. So I'm counting Texans, Jaguars, Patriots, Broncos. 4 top 10 defenses that he's got to go through with no receivers and three tight ends and a running back to work with. You know what I'm saying? So the road is hard enough in any year of Josh Allen being in the playoffs with this specific team. Like, pick any year in the past, 9 that you would want Josh Allen to go into with this roster. It's just as hard no matter what, right? So when I'm saying, if he doesn't make the Super Bowl, it's a travesty. It's more. It's not because of who he's got to go through specifically. It's more so because of the what people perceive to be the level of competition. Like, these guys are not Burrow, these guys are not, Mahomes and Jackson. So if Josh doesn't beat all these teams and get there, it's bad on him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to a degree, I kind of agree with that, even though, you and I have intimate knowledge of how the team works and all that kind of stuff. And we know we have receivers, but they don't get used. Right. But what are your thoughts on that whole dynamic? Because that is it's kind of a double-edged sword. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, you want them to go through, like, get the hard teams out the way because everything else is easy. But at the same time, the whole entire road is hard because of who they have.
Yeah, I mean, I can speak on this from the Jokic asterisk season of championship. We beat Miami. For me, Josh Allen fans, perk your ears up. I wouldn't blame Josh if we didn't make a Super Bowl because he only can control. This is where that as long as you have 17, you're always in it. You always have a shot. Or I disagree with that because as great as he is at what he does, he only can control but so much, especially in football. You don't even see the field for the other half of the game. What if the other team is beating us? Our defense like a drum. And Josh has these wide receivers, and all he can do is score, every other drive. And they're scoring every time. They're taking the ball away. They're holding the clock, and he's really not getting to get on the field and do his thing. There's so many variables for Josh Allen that dictates that as long as he doesn't single-handedly throw the game away, interceptions galore, fumbles, making bad decisions, I couldn't blame him for not making Super Bowl. I would blame, I could probably blame a coordinator, a head coach, GM, whatever. But I mean, there's not really one player unless they single-handedly just hand the game over to somebody. I would say you're the issue. You scream, and that's what Buffalo does. Buffalo identifies one player, says you're the open boy now. You're not good enough. You disappeared. 2 years ago it was Ed Oliver. Last year it was Rousseau. Yeah. So it's always somebody. But when you step back and look at it, you say, how much did they really impact the loss? How much did they really do? What would a sack or two have done? Would it have changed the game that much? Maybe, but we don't know.
Coach D is responding to you, I guess.
Yeah, he said the chip won't work. Double team.
Yeah, chipping those DEs limits tight ends and running backs as pass options because they got to stay in to help block.
It does, but I mean that's the thing when you chip. Most of the time when a running back is chipping, he's chipping to go on a route. That's my thought process. Get it out of there quickly. So yeah, it limits what they can do, but let's face it, all we do is behind the line anyway.
You're not gonna chip to throw a bubble screen.
Yeah, you might need James Cook to put his shoulder into Will Anderson just to get him back in Deion Dawkins' line of sight. That might be all you need so you can get out there and get to the flat. I mean, you have Jackson Hawes, you have Dawson Knox, you're 13. Could work if you want it. And there's a lot of things you could and couldn't do.
The thing there is I guess I'm kind of in the middle in the middle with this because I do I do think you got to do something. You can't leave your tackles on an island against those guys, but you're kind of screwed either way. And I think this is why Coach D is saying you don't want to play the Texans again, because they can beat you with 4. You know what I'm saying? They can beat you with that front 4 that they have. And if you try to, chip and all that, first and foremost, the philosophy behind chipping is the guys who chip they shouldn't be considered a primary option because of the fact that it takes so long for them to break out and then get open after that. But here's the kicker. The chipping takes place to give the quarterback more time. But in this instance of playing the Texans, you're giving the quarterback more time to throw to who? You know what I'm saying? Because if it's not Kincaid dominating, Kincaid and Knox dominating the whole game, then who you trying to throw to a receiver against those corners?
Well, wasn't that the game where everybody was screaming that people were open? He wasn't looking at the short options and
Knox was open and he didn't throw it to him underneath.
Open. Yeah, I gotta watch it again, but I swear that game, had they had a chance to get Josh another half second or so, we would have had a different outcome, because there were guys he could have got the ball to, as opposed to trying to look deep, and that's another thing you got to do. You got to you got to change the progression that you might have to do if you have to play against a team like that. You can't look deep. For one, we don't run deep routes we really should hit. And there are some underneath options that you can hit, and I think that's the way to go. But yeah, the chips are they're risky, but if you look at what teams are doing against those guys, they're chipping them. I watched Houston a couple of times. I watched Atlanta a couple of times, and they're chipping them back into the tackles. And I remember that being a game where Deion Dawkins is standing there looking around, and I'm like, isn't that the concussion game? Maybe. You said that's the game he got hurt in. Spencer Brown, I don't know if his shoulder was bad that game too, but
no, he got hurt. Spencer Brown got hurt in that game too.
Yeah, so I mean, it was the perfect storm. It was really the perfect storm. Can they take them one-on-one? I don't think so.
And they both did they both play Sunday?
This past Sunday?
I thought the Texans had more time to prepare for that game than the Bills did.
I think so. I think they did.
Yeah, I think they were coming off a bye or something like that.
Yeah, they were. They were.
Can I just say,
sure.
I feel like you guys might be slightly sleeping on the Ravens.
I'm not.
Really?
I'm not.
So
I think
I think they have a chance to sneak in, because they have to play the Steelers at the end of the season, last game, and they both have rough schedules. I think there's a chance that they sneak in, and I don't think they're going to do anything in the playoffs, but I think there's a chance they can at least upset a team in the playoffs, because their rushing attack is back.
Oh, there's no way. So the Ravens have to win out. They have to go to Green Bay. They're going to lose that game. They have to win out.
Can't they lose that game and still win the division? If Steelers lose tonight.
Yeah, if the Steelers lose tonight, then yeah. Because so let me just make sure I got this right. So the Ravens, what's their record right now? Hold on a second. So the Ravens are 7-7. So yeah, so if the Steelers lose tonight, then they'll only be ahead of the Ravens by a half game, right? Because my laptop just died.
And then the Steelers have to play the Lions next week.
They do? Is that in Pittsburgh?
No, it's in Detroit.
Yeah, that's a loss. Okay, so the Ravens play the Patriots this coming week. That's a Sunday night game. Patriots coming off a loss though. That's going to be a tough game for the Ravens.
Yeah.
And the Ravens just lost a linebacker. That's going to be a tough game for the Ravens, because the Patriots are they're not as good as they were against the run. They're good against the run. So Derrick Henry is going to have a long haul the whole night. And the Ravens haven't been throwing the ball all that well either. So I don't know. I mean, that's going to be a good game, but I do know I know the Ravens are not going into Green Bay and beating the Packers. That's not happening. So you probably are going into that last game, Ravens at Steelers, with the winner taking the division and the loser being out of the playoffs, right? Because nobody else that's in the playoffs right now is giving up their spot. I mean, the Chargers have a very tough schedule, but the way they played against the Chiefs, let me just pull the Chargers schedule up really quick.
They ain't catching anyone. It's division or bust.
For the Ravens, you mean?
Yeah, for Ravens and Steelers too.
Yeah. I mean, like the Chargers have the Cowboys in Dallas, then they got the Texans coming to LA, and then they have to go to Denver and play. So that's a tough stretch. That's a tough stretch. But I think the Chargers can beat the Cowboys. I think if the Chargers beat the Cowboys, that pretty much solidifies their spot record-wise in the playoffs.
Right.
I don't think there's anybody else behind them that can get close to catching up. So it basically comes down to that last game for the Ravens in Pittsburgh. They're gonna have to beat the Steelers because both teams are gonna lose a game. Let me get the Steelers schedule back up here just to make sure.
It's Miami, Detroit, Cleveland, and then Ravens.
Okay, so I think that's a tough one because I want the Dolphins to win. I want a shot at the AFC East. I want the Dolphins to win. If they lose today, they're probably not looking at their game against the Patriots as, we need this to make the playoffs.
Maybe they want it just for the upset, and maybe they're looking for a winning season still with Mike McDaniel.
Maybe.
Try and prove that he's still a good coach.
That's got to be the hope. So, okay. So this game is in Pittsburgh. It's a cold weather game. I still think the Steelers are going to win this game. So let's give them a win there. That means the Steelers we're all in agreement the Steelers are going to lose in Detroit. I think the Steelers beat the Browns in Cleveland. So yeah. So and again, this is just my opinion, but I think this division is going to come down to the last game, Ravens at Steelers. That's it. I mean, the Ravens could be even more beaten up by then. They've taken some serious injury. Like, is Wiggins even back? I don't think Wiggins, the corner for them, is back yet.
For Ravens?
Yeah, for the Ravens. And that hurts because that's their best cover guy. You know what I mean? Houston, the players they were calling took a long time to develop. Exactly. There's a lot of things that they could change. They didn't get blown out by Houston either. So, and I mean, the consensus people are saying that Davis Mills played better than C.J. Stroud. So there's that as well. I don't know about that.
I mean, I'm not making
C.J. Stroud against Kansas City.
Yeah, I'm not making it. I just wish they wouldn't have switched to Kansas City. Why wouldn't I still be here, Nady? Their worst nightmare. Yeah, I don't know why they switched to Kansas City yesterday. They messed me up. They had to show me Pat Mahomes, right? They had to show it to me.
Yeah.
I mean, was it horrible? No, but I don't want to see that. I closed my eyes and made T tell me what happened. She's like, yeah, it was pretty bad. Yeah, I don't want to see that.
Thank you, Laura. He's listed as healthy. Thank you. I didn't know if he was back yet.
Yes, but I can tell you, all this is fun, but ain't no party like a Reed's Tea Party.
Not at all.
Because the Reed's Tea Party don't stop. Speaking of which, Reed's Tea, I forgot. Kevin bet us 5 cases that Josh Allen is gonna have Dayball back.
He bet us 5 cases.
5 cases
that Josh is going to get Dayball back. I will take that bet.
I will take that bet as well. I will have a Reed's diabetic shock. You can't because it's healthy. It's healthy, so you can't. But what it is refreshing. It'll be just in time for the spring, summertime, and nice and cold.
Oh yeah,
delicious. Get the little condensation running down the side like in the commercial. Never mind. That's what I can expect when I have that Reed's tea. A little bit of good drink in my hand. I don't drink tea, but I'll drink that one. It's a good one. When you drink, head over to Reed's Tea. Get yourself a supply of the case or the individual. Why should you do that? Get yourself in a case. You won't be disappointed and you won't be thirsty. But what do I know? See for yourself. Reed's Tea. Click the link in the description below and let them know that PPP sent you.
BGG. What to get going?
Yeah, buddy.
If y'all hearing that music, that means it's time for us to jump out the window. So here's what I need everybody to do, right? If you like what you heard and you like what you've seen and you want to support, the best way that you can possibly do that for us, like the way that benefits us the most, give us a thumb, give us a like. It's right there. It literally all you gotta do is look down, mouse or finger, whatever device you're on, right on that thumbs up button. Not the thumbs down one, the thumbs up. We need thumbs up, right? That's what helps us get further pushed by the algorithm so that we can get in front of more faces and really grow this thing so to a degree that allows us to do bigger and better things for you, of course. The other way that you could support that really benefits both of us is to subscribe, right? Not only does that get us on your homepage, but that makes sure that you're able to, see us on a more frequent basis, right? So, mutual benefit, right? We're there more in front of you and we're there more in front of you, right? The way that is solely for you that you can support, that only benefits you, is hitting that bell, making that thing
ring-a-ling-a-ling,
so that you can get notifications when we send notifications like I am efforting to get Arthur Moats on this show. I'm talking to his guy, waiting for his guy to get back. We got to get him on the show. I'm working on getting him on the show. Had a great conversation with him on Tommy's show, Mafia Sports Report. Great dude. But I want to do some film review stuff with him and Coach D. That's really what I'm trying to get, is like, if I can just get him on the show with me and Coach D and Key and really just do some film review stuff, man, that'd be great, because he already he does film review stuff on his own, and I like the film review stuff that he goes through too. Great energy with the dude. I don't know if you guys have ever seen him on his show, but definitely want to get him on. Working on getting a few more special guests. I definitely want to start moving in more in that direction of, getting people on the show and doing more interviews and stuff like that, as well as trying to bring out more of the player perspective within the NFL game and all of the, media circus stuff that we see. I think that gets lost a lot, right? So that's going to be part of the focus going forward too. But other than that, everything else that you need to know about us is in the description of this video, including the guy that takes care of all of our IT issues. I know a little something, but as you can see today, stuff happens and we need to get things figured out. Definitely going to place a phone call to my guy, Rich at HighMikeHighTech.com. You can go on his website and you can see all of the great things that he does as far as repairs, builds, custom, whatever, you name it, he does it. Give him a shout if you need something done with any type of technology. Okay. Other than that, it's been Post Podium Podcast, home of the all truth, no sodium takes. For our producer on the ones and twos, Schmidt, I am your co-host, Aramis.
40 keys. See y'all later.
Uh-oh. He kept it on himself.
Oh, man. 40 keys. See y'all later.
All right, BGG.